Alrighty, Giants fans, we got some breaking news here on a Thursday. Dexter Lawrence is now one of the highest paid players in the National Football League because good old Sexy Dexy and the New York Football Giants are agreeing to a 4-year contract extension worth up to $90 million with $60 million guaranteed. Dexter Lawrence, get paid, big fella. That's what I'm talking about. Got to keep these talented players around. Hats off to Joe Schoen. You're watching New York Giants Now by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Marshall Green. I was actually off today. I haven't had an off day in quite some time covering the NFL draft and the NBA playoffs, but I'm off today. But news broke, and you guys know the deal. When the Giants make a move, we make a video. So whether we're at the studio or we got the famous fridge behind us, shout out to good old Bill. This is why you sub. Hit that big red sub button. Videos every day. And when news breaks, we get you guys a video as soon as possible. We're getting closer and closer to 30,000 subs. We really appreciate it if you go down right now and hit that big red sub button. But in today's show, we're going to talk about the Dexter Lawrence extension, as he is now one of the highest paid defensive tackles in the National Football League. And deservedly so, right? He was absolutely sensational last year for the New York Giants. Read off some stats here. He had 45 solo tackles. There are 16 assisted tackles. These are according to Pro Football Focus. 2 forced fumbles, 9 sacks, 32 QB hurries, 22 QB hits, and 63 total pressures. Dexter Lawrence was awesome. PFF graded him out as a 92 overall, and really what separated this season for Dexter Lawrence and what he had been doing in the past was his ability to become a pass rusher. His ability to get after the quarterback really took a step this year. When you look at his previous stats, his rookie year, 3 sacks. His second year, 4 sacks. His third year, 3 sacks. And then according to PFF, he had 9 sacks in total this year. And even when you look at the pressure numbers, they're completely different as well. And I give a big credit to that, obviously, to Dexter Lawrence, but I think he benefited from Wink Martindale coming over and being that defensive coordinator. Sometimes throughout the early parts of Dexter's career, we'd have him play, Patrick Graham would have him play a little bit at the nose, but at the 3 tech and the 5 tech and the edge, whereas with Wink, he was a nose tackle. He was a nose guard, sometimes slid into that A gap, sometimes the B gap, but he was mainly just right up over the center, one of the best bull rushers in the National Football League, and he was always great when it came to getting off blocks and being pivotal in the run game. But this year, as a pass rusher, he was totally different. 63 total pressures this year. The year before, 43, 29, and then 30. So he pretty much doubled up what he did in terms of total pressures at the position this year, and he deserves it. 4 years, $90 million. It's a lot of money, no doubt about it, but man, he absolutely deserves it. And I honestly think it was a little bit of a discount. Not saying he took a discount, but hats off to Joe Schoen. I thought $25 million was going to be the minimum that Dexter Lawrence was going to accept. I was thinking 4 years, $100 million, and for us to get him at $22.5 million per year, obviously pretty much 3 of those first 4 years with 60 guaranteed and 90 in full. Pretty much the first 3 years are fully guaranteed, and that's totally okay. Dexter Lawrence is still a young football player. He's just going to be entering his 5th year in the NFL. I'm hype about it. I'm absolutely hype. I want you guys to light up the comment section for me, though, right now. Type his jersey number down in the comment section. Sexy. I'm freaking lit. Let's go. Type those 97s down in the comment section. Show our guy Dexter Lawrence some love. Everybody that does, we'll give you some love in the comment section. So where this stacks up for Dexter Lawrence now that he has been paid. So we're going by average annual value here. For the defensive tackles. Number 1 is Aaron Donald at $31.6 million. Jeffrey Simmons signed a contract extension this offseason. He was at $23.5 million. Then Deron Payne also signed that contract extension. He's at $22.5 million, and that is now where Dexter Lawrence slots in at. He is tied at the 3rd highest paid defensive tackle when you look at average annual per year value. And he stacks up just as good as those guys. I think he's in the same ballpark or better than Jeffrey Simmons, Deron Payne, DeForest Buckner. Javon Hargrave signed a big deal as well this offseason. $21 million, went from the Philadelphia Eagles to the San Francisco 49ers. Chris Jones gets paid $20 million. So that's the going rate. You have a game-changing interior defensive lineman like Dexter Lawrence. That's the type of money you're going to have to shell out to keep that guy around. And I'm glad the Giants said that got this done, because he did not attend the voluntary start of workouts and really just pretty much the first day of school for the New York Giants. No actual practice, lifting weights and stuff like that, and conditioning. Because I'm a little upset he wasn't there, but I'm not mad at him. I'm mad the situation wasn't done. This contract should have already been done, but it is done now, so he'll be in the building. He was a captain last year. That's how he's looked at inside the walls in New Jersey at the practice facility, inside the building for the Giants, and now he gets to be that. He gets to continue to be a cornerstone piece for this franchise. I mean, I know we get sometimes upset about the Odell Beckham trade, but in the edge of Dexter Lawrence, and he's been the best player in the NFL since that trade has happened. Like, the best player in that trade since that trade has happened. Obviously not the best player in the NFL, but he's one of the best D linemen last year in the NFL. No doubt about it. I'm just looking at some of the tweets right now. I'm glad he's back, though. He's a captain. He's a leader. People look up to him. We need him in the building, and he will now be there, I assume, for the rest of the offseason activities. Dexter Lawrence, number 97, gets the bag. Good for him, man. He's a great player. He's great to have in this locker room, and he's a big part of what the Giants want to do on defense. I mean, when you think about the Giants' shortcomings last year, it was the lack of ability to stop the run on early downs. I mean, how many times was it a 7-yard run on first down and it was 2nd and 3, or it was 3rd and 2 because of 2 4-yard runs off the bat? Dexter can only do so much by himself, and hopefully we get a little more rejuvenated and healthier Leonard Williams this year. Big signing by Ashawn Robinson, Raheem Nunez-Roches, like those 4 guys in the middle. That's a lot of freaking size. I think the Giants definitely took a step in that direction. Obviously, the addition of Bobby Okereke behind him, I'm expecting him to have 100 tackles this year if he stays healthy. He should be able to roam sideline to sideline. Obviously, going to have to shed some tackles, but he's got a lot of size and mass in front of him that can take up those blocks on the line of scrimmage. I don't think Joe Schoen's done, though. I do think a Saquon Barkley extension is going to come here. Probably in the next couple weeks or so would be my guess. If it doesn't come soon, I think it won't happen at all. Or if it does, it'll be right before the July deadline, or whatever the deadline is. It's like July or August. They can negotiate until a certain point. But I also think the Giants need another edge rusher. I know they signed O'Shane Ximines yesterday, brought him back. But the Giants need a actual guy that's produced in the NFL at that edge position, in my opinion. I like Ryder Anderson. I like Tamon Fox. I like O'Shane Ximines. Those guys aren't game changers. And you need a rotation of pass rushers, and nobody knows that better than the New York Giants. I don't have to go down the long lineage of history of that right now. But we need some more edge rushers on this team. I like Thibodeau. I love Thibodeau. I love Ojulari, but let's be honest. Ojulari's had injury issues. And Kayvon Thibodeau, he sprained his MCL before the season. Missed, I think, just the first game against the Titans, but he also had some injuries back in college. Not calling him an injury-prone player. I'm just looking at the facts. We could use another edge rusher, but save that discussion for another day. Dexter Lawrence, the big man, number 97. He gets paid for the New York Football Giants. 4 years, $90 million for Dexter Lawrence. Congrats, brother. You earned it. Enjoy it. Celebrate. Congrats to you. Congrats to your family. All the hard work. It's a long time. It's a lifetime of work that you put into this. So congrats to you. $60 million. Great deal for Dexter. Great field deal for the Giants. He's now tied for the 3rd highest paid defensive tackle in the National Football League. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. Sorry, no graphics today. It was my off day, but I wanted to get you guys a video with the news broke. So appreciate it if you made it this far on that show. If you did, be a real one. Hit that thumbs up icon. And we'll see you later. Let's go G-Men.